This program is brought to you by the Genesis Communications Network, a world leader in talk radio since 1998. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Broadcasting and streaming live all across America. This is Home Talk USA with Michael King, where we will discuss topics pertaining to your home with industry-leading experts. Michael King is a licensed general contractor with more than 30 years of experience in home improvements and the author of Contracting with the King. Join us this hour for our segment Invent America with your co-host, the inventor lady, Rita Crompton. Discover what's next in the home improvement industry and explore new products and innovations. Or if you have that next great big idea, learn what it takes to bring your invention to the world. As Michael King and Rita Crompton talk to America's inventors and innovators. Remember, the America of tomorrow is being invented today. We invite you to visit us at HomeTalkUSA.com, one of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HomeTalkUSA.com. And now, we proudly present Invent America from the #1 home improvement radio program in the country, Home Talk USA, with your host, the Cajun contractor, Michael King, and his co-host, the inventor lady, Rita Crompton.
Yahoo! Welcome to Home Talk USA Radio Network. This is the Invent America segment of our show, part of our Home Talk USA family. We want to welcome all of you across the nation. It's all about education and information. That's what we do here each week and every week. And now I'd like to welcome my sidekick and co-host. They call her the inventor lady herself, Miss Rita Crompton. Rita, how you doing?
I am fine, Michael. It is so good to be here with everybody.
Well, you know what me and you have in common now? You know what?
What's that?
Number one, you live out in the mountains. And number two, I am in the mountains. I'm in the Ozark Mountains in Brantford, Missouri right now. I'm at the Little League World Series that started this week. My grandson is actually playing and participating, and so after this segment, I'm going to have to run out here. I'm gonna have to bail out on you, Rita. Can you handle it?
Oh no, we will do our best. It'll never be as good, but we will do our best.
We have a great audience, and they are really good, and they've been with me for well over 20 years. So. We're excited. But, hey, this is episode number 1039, Rita, and we're excited. We got that big countdown, of being the most longest running home improvement self-help show in the country. You know that?
That is wonderful. It's a pleasure and an honor to be part of that.
Well, good. Well, we got a lot of information. We got a great show, and but hey, I got some exciting announcement. People don't realize the money it costs us to produce a national radio show. It's astonishing. And when you came aboard, it kind of, you came on as a guest, and you didn't realize till you got involved to say, whoa, it's a lot of planning to put a show together. It really is. And we need sponsors. And we don't charge for interviews here. We're not a pay-to-play network. And we're proud to say right now that the Invent America show has our first sponsor of the show itself, Kicker Design, LLC, right? Addison Shelton, right?
That's right, and we're so glad to bring them on. And it's amazing how often inventors say, "I need some help with a prototype," and that's what Kicker Design does. Is that they take that unique positioning. A lot of the inventors now, they've done their first prototype, but now they need what we refer to as the manufacturer's prototype. So Kicker Design can actually work you through. Here, I've got some drawings on note paper, all the way through then to the manufacturer's prototype, and help you get teed up for the manufacturing part of it. So they're a wonderful go-to company. And if they can't do it, they generally know somebody who can, and say, okay, talk to these guys over here because they're better at using this kind of material. And Addison has been wonderful. We've got some videos now with Addison where he was a guest, and we are real excited to bring them on board.
When we signed the contract was a couple of days ago, so we're going to get them up on your website, right, at the Invent America website, right?
Absolutely, inventamerica.info. And Addison's logo will be up there, and their contact information, and a direct link then to their website. So any of the inventors out there can get a hold of them. And, it was exciting. Over the weekend, I had a lady fill out one of our forms and email me through the website, and she just said, "Oh, my God, I love listening to this show. By the way, how do I get one of those TrueView mirrors for my truck?"
Well, that's what it's all about, education, information, and we definitely want to thank Addison Shelton because, let's face it, helping to patronize all our great sponsors basically keeps the show on the air because we need the sponsors, and we don't charge to be on the show, as you know, and it's a free service. But Kicker Design and Addison liked. I think they came on just as a regular guest, so they loved the show so much. They said, "Man, I want to support you." And, of course, if anybody out there wants to help us keep this show on the air and keeps the Invent America show, let me correct that, to keep the Invent America show on the air, and you want to help us out, how can they contact you, Rita?
Well, it's really easy, Rita at inventorlady.com. My phone number is everywhere. I answer my phone. Somebody said, "Why you're answering your phone?" I said, "It's because you're calling me." And so I answered the phone. And it's like, "But it's Sunday afternoon." And it's like, "Well, then it's a good time for me to answer some questions." So, we had a good conversation. I was actually the speaker in Orange County Friday night. Wow. It was 10 o'clock at night for me here. But I went and we talked about the radio show. I had people filling out the form before we got done with the meeting at 11:30 p.m. my time, and I was looking forward to crawling into bed. So, we are reaching people. We are helping to make a difference. And this, the topic for today is there's just not enough time. And we've not figured out a way to either back up the clock to redo something or to invent more time. And when it comes to inventing, Michael, time can really bite you from two different angles or multiple angles. And the first one is that if the inventor is seeing, a solution to a problem, they've got to assume that somebody else is seeing a solution to the problem. And a lot of times it is the first to file. Yep. The U.S. went to first to file in 2013 instead of first to invent. And so it did become a race to file. Wow. And I get a lot of inventors that say, we got back a search that said somebody filed a week before we did.
Yeah. Well, in the Home Talk show in the first hour, we had a guy named Brian Alexander. He is with Brevin Brothers. They came up with this time lock dual shutoff valve for toilets. And the reason why I mention that, it took him 12 years to get this product to market. And after about 5 years, they got a thing called cost per point for the product. And actually, when they finally got it to market and they came up with that price point, the price point was so expensive that they had to just tear it all up and start it all over again. So, again, it is a process here,
It is, and filing the patent, so you can say we're patent pending, is just one part of the time issue. The next part of the time issue is getting the product developed at a price the consumer will pay for it, and then the next timing issue is being able to the time it sucks from you as the inventor. It almost makes it impossible to live, a family life because everything you do, every 24/7 is about the product.
Whole bunch of factors. Got to bring down that price point that the consumer wants to pay. Then you have insurance factors. There's a whole bunch of factors involved here. Well, Rita, I'm going to take a short break, and we're going to come back with our first guest, our first topic on the Invent America show. I am the Cajun man from the Bayou Land, along with my co-host, the inventor lady herself, Rita Crompton. We invite you to check out our websites at HomeTalkUSA.com and InventorLady. It's InventorLady.com, Rita?
Yes, it is. InventorLady.com.
InventorLady.com. So check out the website. We're going to come back with our first guest, our first topic. Make sure we are streaming live on the World Wide Web at the Genesis Communication Radio Network at GCNlive.com. I'm the Cajun man from the Bayou Land. I'll be right back with Rita Crompton. Don't go nowhere. Yay!
Welcome back to Home Talk USA with Michael King. Do you have questions about your next home improvement project or home repairs? Now you can chat with verified home repair and home improvement experts in just minutes. Get the help you need by visiting HomeTalkUSA.com, one of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HomeTalkUSA.com. And now, back to Invent America from the #1 home improvement radio program in the country. Home Talk USA with your host, the Cajun contractor Michael King, and his co-host, the Inventor lady, Rita Crompton.
Hello, everybody. We are actually pitch hitting for Michael today, our fearless leader. He is at the Junior World Series for his grandson. So anyway, I think we can handle it. You're all going to help me. And so we've got a couple of announcements to make. We are now taking people signing up for the National Hardware Show. So if you've got a product out there that's in the beginning stages and you want to go, or if you're a little more advanced and you've got inventory to sell, please shoot me an email, Rita@inventorlady.com. Get signed up now. The first ones are the ones that get to go. If you need a registered patent attorney, call me. My phone number is everywhere, 303-910-8889. And we will help you get through the first steps, the next steps, or even the last steps. Our guest for this segment of Invent America is Aaron Farrer. Is that how you say your last name, Aaron?
Yes, it is.
Excellent. I got it right. And you are the inventor of the Ant tool. I've seen the videos. It's very, very cool. And so now you're at that kind of that magic space, or what we call sometimes the valley of despair, where you've put all this time and energy and money into it, and the time keeps slipping away because you're trying to get it now to be a big product, and time keeps biting at you. So tell us about the product and what it does, and then tell us about some of your challenges.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you so much for having me on. I am Aaron Farrer, or the Ant Man, as I'm sometimes called, and that's because of the device I invented called the Ant, a.k.a. the apparatus for navigating tarps, which is a padded strap that clips into the grommets of a tarp and then makes it faster, safer, and easier for landscapers, homeowners, tree trimmers, hunters, whoever is using a tarp. It makes it much easier to work with.
And it looks like fun, actually, on the website.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
So when you're working full time and trying to have a life, sometimes the time suck of a product, marketing is hard. And so when you're looking at, you've done all this work, you've got the product out there. What are you doing for marketing what do you see that works and what do you see that not works and is just a time drain? What do you see that are the benefits to the time?
Well, for me, it's been a lot about experimentation, trying things, seeing what does work, what doesn't, and coming back to the things that do, leaning into it. So, for example, trying to run online advertisements or making fun and creative videos and spreading them on social media. It has taken up a lot of time, but it's been fun. It has been productive as far as getting the word out there about the Ant. And, I've just kind of got to keep testing and then refining, testing and then refining.
You could always become a sponsor on our show, and then we would advertise it for you.
Well, hey, good to know. I'll write that down.
You do that. We would love to have you at the National Hardware Show as well. And so, where do you want to get to? What is your ultimate goal?
My ultimate goal
before you do this as an old man with a long gray beard.
Yeah, so the sooner the better. I can certainly try to get things done faster, but the reality is things happen when they happen, and sometimes you've just got to mix a little bit of luck and skill and know-how together in a pot to get success, I think, at least.
Yeah. So how did you come up with this? I mean, it just seems so obvious, and yet your patents, you've got, multiple patents on it. How did you manage to do this?
So I had the idea working for my dad's lawn service as a kid. He had me doing all the heavy lifting because what else do you have kids for? And
That's
after dragging so many heavy tarps, I just had that classic thought that I'm sure many, many people that you talk to have, there's got to be a better way. And the first prototype was born that day. And here we are about 15 years later with a finished version, the ability to mass produce and patents, and a company that I'm running, trying to turn into something that will eventually pay me and give my dad a job to come work at so that he can retire from landscaping.
Well, I think it's wonderful. Where are you manufacturing right now?
So it's a combination of vendors, but they're all located in the United States. That's a big part of the ants. I love that it's made in the USA, and I intend to keep it that way.
Excellent, excellent. So, I mean, we get a lot of inventors that are asking then, how do you find the right company? How did you find the right company for manufacturing?
Well, I've started with the same way that I start most of my days, which is Googling how to do something, and then kind of going from there. So just Googling contract sewers and metal fasteners, and then just kind of trial and error until I got a winning combination. And then once I had a finished product, I could send that to new manufacturers and say how much to make this, and do that until I found people that I had a good relationship with. And it's an ever-improving process, but it was definitely difficult to get started and easier now that that first box is checked.
Right. So then do you have a distribution house? Do you have everything delivered to your driveway and you do the shipping? How do you manage that?
So it's actually the latter. I do all the company stuff during the day, and then on nights and weekends, I am assembling ants, doing all of the QC myself, and fulfilling orders from the internet. And so as we scale, that entire proposition will change, but to get things off the ground, I think that's what a lot of people just have to do.
Excellent. So you are looking then at you're considered a startup because you're doing it all yourself, and your goal then is to have a standalone business that you're fulfilling orders into some of those like the Ace Hardware and the True Value, or do you plan on doing it all online?
Well, I would like to work with anyone who is willing to work with me. So suppliers, distributors, channel partners, and then hopefully still retain the rights to sell it myself. So kind of anywhere I can get it, that's where I want to sell it.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we may be able to help you get some of those places. I know some of the guys that like to sell in Canada and certainly along the western part of the United States. Some guys that, they don't do the licensing, but they do the distribution. And they may be very, very good contacts for you.
Well, I appreciate that, Rita. Thank you so much.
And we'll get some video out there and some links so everybody can find you. It is wonderful to have you on the show, and we'll get all of that stuff out there. Give us your website, Aaron.
So the website is www.theantstool.com.
Excellent, excellent. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Stick around. We've got another episode coming up. And find us on HomeTalkUSA.com, InventAmerica.info. If you miss all of that, just Google Inventor Lady, and I will come up and you can access all the information. Thank you.